Hi, this is Brianna Gomez with QCTV. Today we're standing in front of Turner reporting on an incident that occurred over winter break concerning Campo Police and a student who lives in Turner. We managed to get an interview with the victim, and here it is.
So I opened my curtains to kind of see what was going on, and I didn't see anything. So I called my boyfriend and I said, hey, I heard some scratching, what do you think I should do? He said, make sure, walk around and make sure that all the screens are on your window. So as I was looking at each of my windows, I realized that the screen was missing off the window where I heard scratches. So he said, all right, the screen is missing, call campus safety, let them know that someone just tried to break in. So first I called my RA friend. She came down to my room. We called campus safety together. We said there's been an attempted break-in, someone ripped off my screen, and we could see it laying on the ground outside my window. So we're waiting for them to come up when all of a sudden I see this man step in front of my window and he starts masturbating outside my window. She and I start freaking out. We call campus safety once again. We say, okay, this is now happening. Please hurry. He's outside the window. We didn't really know what to do. We didn't know if he had a weapon. So we were just kind of in my room sitting. We were kind of frozen. And eventually he finished up his business, so to speak, and he ran away. So at that point, she and I were in my room freaking out, thinking what just happened, and maybe 5 to 10 minutes later, campus safety showed up. She asked me if I was okay. I kind of told her what happened, and her response was sort of, these things happen, it's winter break, sometimes people wander the campus, and that was about it. So the next morning is when I called the police department, and I told them the whole story. And the woman I spoke to on the phone was livid. She was like, I am so surprised that campus safety did not call us directly after this happened. This is a sex crime. These things need to be reported immediately. She was saying we could have dusted your window for fingerprints. We could have taken his sample off of the ground. We would have had a search party. So hearing this after the fact was extremely disappointing. She told me to come in and file an official report. So I went to the police department and spoke with 2 police officers. I filed a report, and they took down the whole story. They took down my impression of what he looked like. And yeah, they told me if this were to ever happen again to call them directly.
So how do you feel about this ongoing case on campus?
I think it's really scary. I'm a resident at Turner, so I feel like we should have been notified in some way about this incident, whether it be a meeting with the RAs or even an email would have been okay, but we weren't notified at all, so I feel like it could have been dealt with in a better way as far as letting the residents know.
I think it's really upsetting and disgusting, but it's actually not all that surprising. I'm not surprised by Campo's response to it or lack thereof, because I oftentimes feel like they're not really here for what we need them to be here for. I see them around campus giving out parking tickets or kicking kids out of the pool or checking kind of arbitrary things like that, when I sometimes call late at night when it's dark out asking for a ride back to campus or up to my room when I'm on campus, and they say it'll be an hour. They say that they can't get there at all because they don't have the manpower, and it just feels sometimes like they're busy with things that are actually less important. So it doesn't surprise me their response time to this.
Things like this go on all the time, or not all the time. They happen often on campuses around the country, and the fact that it happened in our backyard, it just shows the fact that we're not the exception to this rule. So there's clearly so many loopholes in the system of our security here, and to me it's kind of ironic because our college tends to emphasize this idea of security and a community, and yet our first line of security, campus safety, wasn't there to react appropriately to situations that are this serious. I mean, the situation is not something that you could just look at, pass over, and keep going about your day. It involves students. It was very personal contact, and then the nudity of the action that the guy took. It's a very, very serious situation that shouldn't be glossed over like it seems to be right now.
The reporting person stated that an unknown male was at the front of her door, in front of her dorm, had removed a screen and was being inappropriate in front of her window. Therefore, she called campus safety, and that's how we reacted to the location. 3 officers, like I said, responded. 1 officer was in the area, and our response time to that was 2 minutes. Whenever we do put out notifications, we usually have some factual information, descriptions, times and locations. And when we have enough information or pertinent information, that's when we do put out information to the community so they're aware of it. In this situation, initially, we did not have enough information to put out. I would say that Whittier College is pretty safe. Our response time, like I said, on average is about 2.5 minutes. I think one of the complaints that we've seen over the years, Campo takes too long to respond to an escort. Unfortunately, those calls may take a little longer because we may be on a call or we may already be on an escort. I would say be patient with us, but if you definitely see something, say something, call us. We want to hear from you guys.
This is an ongoing case that has been handed over to the Whittier Police Department. I'm Brianna Gomez with QCTV.